Grabs his gun instead of his taser during an undercover sting. Now a man is dead. Look at how often this happens and how local police say it can be stopped. Plus, how millions in cuts could leave thousands of Alzheimer's patients without the care they need. And changing the education experience in the land of Lincoln, what one superintendent says needs to happen for kids to be prepared for their future.
Taking action for you. This is WMBD 31 News at 6.
Good evening. First at 6, a police officer in Tulsa, Oklahoma says he thought he grabbed his taser during an undercover drug and gun sting, but now he's facing second-degree manslaughter charges because he shot and killed an unarmed man. It's making waves among racial activists after investigators released video footage of the whole incident last weekend. Here's a look at that footage now. In it, you see Eric Harris, a convicted felon, appearing to sell the undercover officer a 9mm pistol and ammunition. Harris makes a run for it when he sees more officers move in. Members of the Tulsa County Sheriff's Department take Harris down before Reserve Deputy Robert Bates yells taser, but instead fatally shoots Harris. An independent investigator says the video proves Bates did not mean to shoot his gun instead of his taser.
You can train someone as much as you can, and you train in every area that you can. But in times of crisis, sometimes training is not going to take you through the scenario.
It's called slip and capture. According to the investigator, it's when someone responds differently than normal under extremely high-pressure situations. Our own Marvis Herring spoke with Peoria's police chief about those situations. He shares more on the chief's thoughts in a story that's new tonight at 6.
At the Peoria Police Department, it's personal preference where you put your things on your duty belt, and that muscle memory helps you know if you're grabbing your taser or your gun.
He's running, stop right here, stop right here, stop right here. Stop.
A drug and gun sting ended deadly. This man, Robert Bates, an insurance executive, former police officer, and Tulsa County Reserve deputy, fired the wrong weapon. His actions killed another man, Eric Harris. Peoria Police Chief Jerry Mitchell says his department has never had an incident like this one that recently happened in Tulsa. At the same time, he's heard of deadly slip and capture scenarios.
There's probably no mechanism in place anywhere that's going to prevent that from something like that happening all the time. You know, it's going to happen.
The biggest way to reduce it, Mitchell says, training.
It's got to be correct training, repetitive training.
The deadly shooting in Tulsa is just the latest police-involved incident to make national headlines. Dash cams, body cameras, and social media have made it nearly impossible for officers to avoid being taped. Is that changing anything for you guys?
No, it's important that I think the officers on the street realize that everything they do in their minds should be as if somebody's videotaping it. I would expect that video to show what we should be doing.
In Peoria, Marvis Herring, WMBD 31 News.
Chief Mitchell says incidents like these should not overly influence your opinion of police, especially in this area. He says you should base your perception off of your interaction with police in your community. A man is recovering after being stabbed while walking his dog in Columbia Park early Sunday morning. 59-year-old Roderick Mann was crossing a bridge when he crossed paths with 3 men walking past him. Mann says one of those men bumped into him, and when he later looked down, Mann saw blood, realizing he'd been stabbed in the stomach. Mann went to the hospital, but later refused treatment. Police are still looking for a suspect. A story from our Capitol newsroom tonight. The debate in Springfield is expected to get very serious as lawmakers return from spring break tomorrow. Now, earlier, Governor Rauner sat down with WMBD to talk about why the legislature should pass his turnaround agenda. One aspect absent from his agenda, any tax increases to raise revenue. The governor isn't ruling out a tax hike, saying he's open to a compromise that could include revenue increases. But he continues to say he won't consider those options until lawmakers agree to changes, including reducing costs of workers' compensation to employers. The governor said he would be open to restructuring the gas tax to improve the state's roads. At the same time, he avoids saying he would increase the fuel tax because the state has one of the highest rates in the nation. He also said his sales tax on services idea was an option, but only if he gets the business reforms he's been asking for.
I don't support putting a sales tax on all services. Some things should stay tax-free, but I am open to considering a broadening and a modernizing of our sales tax, but again, only in the context of structural reform.
The governor also left the door open to potentially returning the income tax to a higher percentage on a temporary basis, but Rauner says Illinois cannot fix its problem simply by raising revenue. Millions of dollars in cuts and thousands of patients, possibly with nowhere to go. State's proposed budget cuts are putting Alzheimer's and dementia programs on the chopping block. This could end a 3-year transitional payment for clinical services for patients and educational programs to families, caregivers, and health providers. WMBD's Kelsey Gibbs explains.
I don't know what I would have done without this program.
Jean Summer knows firsthand about Alzheimer's because her husband is living with it.
It has been very, very difficult, the last couple of years especially. My husband is now in an assisted living.
Before her husband's transition, Summer was his primary caregiver. But the care that Summer and others provide could soon be cut.
And my fear is that I won't get the help that I need as quickly as I need it.
Governor Bruce Rauner introduced a budget that calls for $6 billion in cuts, blaming the previous administration for overspending. And now those deep cuts could end Alzheimer's and dementia care in 37 sites, including Springfield and Champaign.
We actually have not had funding for the past fiscal year, and looks like we are not going to be funded going forward.
The Memory and Aging program at the SIU School of Medicine would be forced to reduce staff. Cuts to the Alzheimer's disease training, caregivers, and patients, as well as fewer clinical trial and research opportunities.
If we have no money to reimburse them, there won't be any further work. So that's one aspect, is the patients will not be able to be evaluated locally.
The program has sponsored nearly 5,000 educational events and attracting more than 127,000 Illinois residents. It could soon be telling them goodbye. And Summer says she doesn't want to see that happen.
We need to preserve this funding.
SIU is encouraging residents to contact their lawmakers to ensure the state's continued support for Alzheimer's care and research. A story from our Twin Cities newsroom tonight. The city of Bloomington expected to finalize its budget for the new year. The city initially looking at a $5 million deficit, but has worked to balance it. It also borrows around $1.5 million from reserves. City officials are calling it a Band-Aid solution since next year the city faces a $7 million deficit. We'll have a full report from the meeting tonight at 10. WMBD is your local election headquarters, and a Republican contender for former Congressman Aaron Schock's now empty seat is removing himself from the race. Attorney Mark Zalkman says Governor Rauner did not allow enough time for candidates to collect voter signatures to get on the ballot. To see Zalkman's statement, you can visit our website, ciproud.com. The road to 1600 getting more crowded, with several announcements in just the past 4 weeks.
Announcing that I'm running for president.
That I am putting myself forward as a candidate.
I'm running for president.
Clinton's official announcement came Sunday, making her the first Democrat to officially enter the field. Polls show her far ahead of other possible rivals. Republican Marco Rubio telling donors on a Monday morning call he's uniquely qualified to run for president. He made his official announcement tonight, bringing the formal list of candidates to 4 and counting. Opening and growing a business in any city can be challenging, but the city of Peoria is trying to make that process as easy as possible. They're doing so with a one-stop program, a weekly meeting the city holds where businesses or startups can meet with local agencies. They talk about zoning, permits, contractors, any questions business owners might have.
And it's basically a come as you are type of meeting to have conversations with the development regulations and how they're going to affect your proposed project.
There's people that are at the table we wouldn't think of having to contact or involve in that process.
Reps from the Sanitary District, water, city agencies, and the Health Department are in attendance. They meet every Monday at 1:30 in Peoria's City Hall. Still ahead, the future of education, how changes may improve the way students learn and prepare for the workforce. But first, Rachel, not a bad day.
No, actually, we ended up with a mostly dry day. We should stay dry for the next couple of days. I'll take a look at our next rain chances in your full forecast after the break.
Ever since he was 12, Brian Schuster has been recording his entire life on his video camera. So you can imagine the importance of recording his daughter's first steps. And just when it seemed like the time had come, the camera was gone. It had been stolen. But thanks to his insurance company, West Bend, Brian's camera was replaced inside of a week. So Brian was able to record this. Every day something bad happens to someone, but at West Bend, we try to make sure our customers can still experience a silver lining.
You're in business because you're passionate, dedicated, innovative. That passion is what makes you successful. And you're completely invested in your needs for today and your dreams for tomorrow. Whether you need to access capital, improve cash flow, streamline operations, or expand your business, Busey's team offers proactive solutions and tailored lending options to help you meet your needs and make your dreams a reality. Busey, your dream, our promise.
Green Chevrolet is having a first-come, first-served sale on only 11 vehicles. Malibu, Cruze, Impala, and the Equinox. They're getting a 15% GM rebate on those vehicles.
Now hold it right there. Green Chevrolet is even going to go bigger than that. 17% off. So that's $4,500 off of a Cruze, $5,300 off of Malibu, $4,900 off an Equinox, and $6,000 off of an Impala.
He's crazy. But it's only on those 11 models, and don't forget your $500 auto show rebate.
This portion of WMBD 31 News is sponsored by Morton Community Bank.
Throughout Central Illinois, there's someone lending a helping hand to families and businesses, someone providing the means to make hopes and dreams become reality. We're your hometown community banks, and we're a part of your hometown. Together, we're making our community stronger, one relationship at a time. Hometown Community Banks. Look for the clock tower, and you'll know. We have time for you. Member Desi.
The Storm Tracker Skycam Network, brought to you by Parker Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac.
Now, your local weather authority, WMBD 31 meteorologist Rachel Kay.
We did manage to see some sunshine earlier this afternoon. Some more cloud cover has worked its way in. You can see some of that on our Geyer Roofing Skycam right now. But high clouds, not storm clouds, and the sunshine this afternoon did warm us up to the mid-60s. We're at 64 degrees in Bloomington right now. Relatively low humidity, but a little breezy. Those winds coming from the northwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour across the area. Believe it or not, this is all behind a cold front. We're very similar temperatures today from what we saw tomorrow, but a cold front pushed those thunderstorms through overnight tonight. 71 in Cincinnati, 79 in Pittsburgh right now, so much warmer off to our east, and right along this cold front is where you can see those storms. This is what worked its way through our area last night. Right now, we're just dealing with some more of that lingering cloud cover. We'll be quiet and dry as we go throughout the night tonight. Around 8 p.m., we should still be in those low 60s, staying dry and quiet by around midnight, looking at the mid-50s. We're going to have relatively calm winds as we go throughout the overnight hours as well and heading into tomorrow, but we will wake up cooler tomorrow morning. Overnight lows looking to be around 44 in Bloomington and Peoria, looking like the low 40s a little bit further north, and about 39 in Galesburg. Most of us will stay in the 40s though, and as we head throughout the day tomorrow, I think we'll see some more of these high clouds that we're seeing this evening, but plenty of blue sky and sunshine peeking through. That should warm us to the mid-60s by around noon, and highs tomorrow nearing the upper 60s, possibly 70 degrees here in Peoria. Let's take a look at future tracking. You can see this cloud cover working its way through again. Here we are tomorrow morning right around 7 a.m. Some of these high clouds still pushing into our area, just kind of bordering through central Illinois. We'll be dry though as we head throughout the night, and into Wednesday we're looking dry as well. Here we are Wednesday morning around 7 a.m. More partly cloudy skies will continue throughout the day Wednesday, but we should stay dry until late Wednesday night, heading into early Thursday morning. You can see our next rain chances just starting to arrive. This is Thursday at about 5 a.m. We may see some scattered showers and thunderstorms as we go throughout the day, Thursday and Friday as well, but we should stay dry at least for the beginning of the work week. Winds as well, relatively calm for the day tomorrow. By Wednesday, those will pick back up, actually calm for the day on Thursday, but looking pretty windy as we head into the weekend, especially Saturday right now. Those gusts look like they're going to pick back up. Here's a look at your full 8-day outlook. You can see those storm chances right now, only focusing on the day for Thursday and Friday. So actually dry for most of the work week, and then actually heading to the weekend will dry back up, and we're looking to have some nice warm weather as well. Highs sticking in the mid-60s and the low 70s. It's
starting to feel like a pretty nice spring, and I got to say that when you start the week with a little bit of sunshine, it makes it easier.
It's a good start. For a Monday, I think it's a pretty good way to start the week.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, thanks, Rachel. And of course, with the warmer temperatures, it means construction season is ramping up, and there are some road closures that might affect your daily commute. Eastbound lane of War Memorial between Rock Island Avenue and Adams Street will be closed until Friday. There will also be some lane closures on Town Line Road between University Street and Industrial Road until May. Finally, Cloverdale Road between Krause and Old Galena will be closed tomorrow and will remain closed until August. Still ahead, setting the stage for a better future. Now, one school is taking action for students who are deaf and hard of hearing.
Sharp, shooting,
Stabbing pain. It can not only affect your physical, but mental well-being. At IPMR, our medical professionals specialize in rehabilitation services which focus on long-term solutions. Chronic pain, pelvic and joint pain, sports and back pain. No matter what you call it, pain is pain. Heal your body the right way and get back to life. Visit IPMR.org. Live well.
There is no time to waste. Get Xfinity Internet for just $19.99 a month for 12 months. This is the best internet offer of the year. So get started for $19.99 a month. Or ask about other packages and get the fastest in-home Wi-Fi. Plus, get Norton Security Suite online protection at no extra cost. Call 1-800-XFINITY to get a great offer on Xfinity Internet. Or ask how to get started for as low as $19.99 a month for 12 months. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
You can't predict the future unless you've got Frontier. You'll pay the same price for internet 3 years from now. Guaranteed. What else does your future hold? How about fast, reliable speeds and no contract? With Frontier, it's easy to see. The future's looking pretty darn sweet.
Get the deal of the future today. High-speed internet for just $19.99 a month with qualifying phone service. Call 1-888-FRONTIER.
German Bliss and Reeser Landscaping say, give Mom a break with the Mother's Day Backyard Makeover Contest. Go to GermanBliss.com for details by May 3rd, and she could win. No purchase necessary.
Now at UFS, 60-inch media fireplace stands, only $199. Originally $499. Works with or without the heat. UFS, about 10 minutes from anywhere.
Spend this summer in style, KBL style. From grills to patio furniture, KBL has the largest selection. Stop in today and we'll deliver it tomorrow. Yep, summer is just that easy at KBL.
Taking action for you. This is WMBD 31 News at 6.
New tonight, a regional superintendent of public schools is looking at a twofold solution to change the education experience for upperclassmen in high school. In McLean County, Mark Jontry says he wants to see schools continue to push career curriculum in the classroom. Jontry says it'll help kids better prepare for their lives after high school, and it could even help with the problem of larger class sizes. He says the biggest challenge would be coordinating the schedules for so many kids.
That could be somewhat limited by, the available resources that are there in individual counties, and because it ultimately becomes a consideration about travel and transportation.
Jontry says the focus could be on getting students credit for college while they're still in high school and getting that internship experience on their resumes. 3 teachers are making life look and sound a lot different for students in Central Illinois. Students are bused from all over the area to school at Sterling, some coming from as far as an hour away. They're in the deaf and hard of hearing classroom at Sterling Middle School, all overcoming not being able to fully hear like some of their peers. But it's setting them apart, giving them individualized attention and setting the stage for a bright future.
When there's a small group like this, you can't hide in a small group. And so, if you don't know something, we know it and we want you to know it. So, we're going to figure out how to teach you.
You can find out how they're figuring out a way for all of their students to succeed tonight at 10. Peoria's Jim Thome says he's enjoying retirement. Kurt Pegler has that story next in sports.
UFS, famous for deals on Adams Street, downtown Peoria. 10 minutes from anywhere.
Your buddy Ron once said he could install your ceiling fan. He couldn't. And that one time, Ron said another chili dog was a good idea? Yeah, it wasn't. So when Ron said you'd never afford a John Deere tractor, you knew better. Now, Ron does too. Introducing the E-Series, legendary John Deere quality, unexpected low price. See your John Deere dealer for great deer season savings on the E-Series family of tractors.
Grandpa says if I sell cars like Uncle Jeff, I'll never be rich.
Sure, Eric. Just think you'll make a lot of people happy.
Like my Uncle Jeff said, I was taught at a young age that the Green family strives to make our customers happy with great service and great savings. Incredible savings like $5,800 off our 2015 Fusion, $11,000 off the 2015 F-150, Green Ford is your F-150 headquarters, and nobody beats a green deal, so you gotta go to Green.
Dad!
Hey, Ben. Help me take a look at this thing in the garage.
Was the old Craftsman running out of steam?
But since it's yours now, say it's due for a tune-up.
Mine now. Come on, Dad, you love this thing.
Yeah, well, I want you to have it.
A new one?
Yeah.
Really?
What?
Sears and Craftsman, trusted for generations. This week at Sears, get up to 25% off Craftsman Power Lawn and Garden.
Real people steal people. When it comes to quality, reliability, and value, they just won't compromise. This season, dependable steel trimmers start at just $129.95. And right now, purchase any Combi Motor Powerhead plus one attachment and receive a free Garage Combi Keeper, a $19.95 value. Find America's #1 selling brand at your local Steel dealer. Visit steeldealers.com.
This portion of WMBD News sponsored by American Pest Control.
Your house, your castle, could be under attack by subterranean termites. Highly organized, termites exist to eat, reproduce, and feed their queen, who can produce millions of eggs. The Centricon system was developed to eliminate the queen and her colony. And research shows termites prefer Centricon to wood. Learn how to protect your home with Centricon.
Now, WMBD 31 Sports.
You might know some Cardinal fans who called in sick today. It's almost as if it's a national holiday in St. Louis. Home opener for the Redbirds, and the Cards bring out all the heavy hitters. Lou Brock, Tony La Russa, Reg Shandes, Whitey Herzog, Ozzie Smith among the Cardinal greats in attendance for the opener. And the Cards are down a run in the fourth inning. Adam Wainwright is bunting. The runner is out at third, but Milwaukee's Gene Segura throws the ball away that allows the tying run to score. However, the Cardinals are down 3 runs and rallying in the 8th. 2 aboard for Johnny Peralta, misplayed in right by Ryan Braun. 2 runs score. That makes it 5-4 Milwaukee, and that's the score right now in the 9th. The Brewers clinging to a 1-run lead. On tap tonight, the Cubs host the Reds. The White Sox have the night off, and the Chiefs continue their series at Wisconsin. Former White Sox slugger Jim Thome in town over the weekend for induction into the Greater Peoria Sports Hall of Fame. The former Limestone and ICC slugger now has a front office job with the Sox, and aside from his duties at home, being a husband and a father.
I get to, experience what it's like to almost have a teenage daughter. I have a 7-year-old son that loves sports, so he's constantly needs my attention. And I also love being able to take my wife to dinner during the summer, where for years I was never able to do that. I was playing.
Tome's still 2 years away from being eligible for the Baseball Hall of Fame. Big high school baseball matchup today. Washington playing at Metamora. Redbirds pitcher Jeremy Guerrero with the strikeout pitch working today. Gets the strikeout here. Runs hard to come by in this pitcher's duel. Washington's D is going to pick this base runner off. Cole Cook, the first baseman, throws down to second. Jared Watkins applies the tag after the scoop. But Guerrero is the story. He took a no-hitter into the 5th inning. He shuts out the Panthers in that big showdown. Metamora wins it 1-0. New Bradley basketball coach Brian Werdle building his coaching staff, hiring 3 assistants today. Drew Adams comes to BU from his assistant's job in New Mexico, while Jimmy Foster and Rick Carius follow Werdle from his staff at Green Bay. Former ISU All-American football player Colton Underwood announces he will conduct a 1-day football camp in his hometown of Washington on June 27th. It'll be a free camp for the first through 8th graders, and he plans on bringing around a dozen NFL players into town to be the instructors.
There's been basketball camps throughout the whole entire central Illinois, but there's nothing along the lines of professional.
Registration for the camp opens on Wednesday at coltonunderwood.com. There's room for 400 total youth football players. Briefly, Wichita State guards Ron Baker and Fred Van Vliet announced they will return to the Shockers for their senior year this fall. Finally, back to the opener at Busch Stadium. Who got the most applause during the pregame introductions? You guessed it, the Clydesdales. They marched around the field to a big ovation, and they exited the outfield, and with all that beer on the back, they were quickly followed by 3,000 fans to the right field corner. The news continues in a moment.
Here's what you can see tonight on WMBD 31.
New tonight.
Do you see what I see? A fire? Our way out of this jog.
The only thing hotter than the fire is this guy.
This is our new waiter. Can you say magically delicious?
It's an episode that can only be described with one word. Technically, that's one word. A new Two Broke Girls. Then, what do you say to the sister you haven't seen in years?
I'll kill you!
Margot Martindale guests.
You look old. Turn, we're talking.
New Mike and Molly after a new Two Broke Girls. CBS tonight.
Ford is taking the EcoBoost Challenge all across America.
Ford has really stepped up.
Check out Fusion and find out why Ford is the brand more people buy and buy again.
That I like the grill and the sexy look to it.
EPA estimated 37 miles per gallon on the highway.
Are you serious?
Fusion is amazing.
My opinion of Ford has dramatically changed.
Take the EcoBoost Challenge at your Ford dealer and get a Fusion with 0 for 60 plus 1,000 cash back plus $750 competitive owner cash or lease for only $179 a month.
Hi, I'm Paul, your local Window World owner. People know us as home of the 189 window, but that's just the beginning.
We install insulated, energy-efficient siding too. You might say, so what? A lot of companies install siding, but Window World siding comes with something unique.
That's right, energy-efficient form-fitted foam.
It's easy to stand behind something that's brand new. Standing behind your work forever, that's the Window World difference.
Window World, simply the best siding for less.
Guaranteed.
Some things are not what they appear to be. Other things are exactly what they appear to be. The Lexus IS, as aggressive as it looks. Lease the all-wheel drive 2015 IS 250 for $349 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
Taking action for you. This is WMBD 31 News at 6.
All right, so some of us, we got an early wake-up call because of the weather, but by the time we maybe got up again, it was a little bit nicer out.
I know, it was like an extra early alarm clock and you couldn't turn it off. We definitely had some thunderstorms this morning, but dry for most of the day today and actually will be quiet overnight tonight, and we should be mostly sunny for the day tomorrow. We'll see some high clouds working their way through, but hopefully we'll reach around 70 degrees. Heading into Wednesday, it looks like we'll stay dry, partly cloudy, little bit cooler, mid to upper 60s on Wednesday. And by Thursday and Friday, that's where our storm chances look like they're going to return. We'll be really warm, though, this week, looking to be right around the 70s again.
Yeah, all things considered, looks like a pretty nice 8-day outlook.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, thanks, Rachel. We'll see you right back here at 10, and don't forget, we're always on CIProud.com. Good night.
Good night.